Good morning, students. Good morning, teachers. This is me again, Sir Jigs, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's session, we will be learning about the sum and product of the roots of a quadratic equation. Keep watching. Hi everyone, welcome back. So as what I've mentioned earlier, we will tackle about the sum and product of the roots of quadratic equation. So this is actually an easy topic because there is a formula that we need to follow and use in order to get the sum and product of the roots of quadratic equation. So for the sum of the roots of quadratic equation, the formula is negative b over a. And the product of the roots of quadratic equation, that is c over a. So again, sum, that's negative b over a. Product is c over a. So the reason why I want you to memorize this, because sooner or later, if your teacher will let you solve for the sum and product of the roots of quadratic equation, then I am positive that you can actually answer this by memorizing this formula, because this is just a pure substitution if you already identified the values of your A, B, and C. And also this is very convenient. The mere fact that you don't really need to solve for the roots of quadratic equation and do manual adding and multiplying of the roots. So by using this formula, this is time saver. So that's the reason why as early as now you need to memorize these formulas. So example, x squared minus 3x minus 18 is equal to 0. So the first thing that we need to do is to identify the values of your a, b, and c. Your a here is 1, b is negative 3, c is negative 18. Once you knew these values, you just need to substitute for the formula for the sum of the roots of quadratic equation, that's negative b over a. So negative, then the value of your b, that's negative 3, all over what's the value of your a, that's positive 1. So negative times negative 3, that's positive 3, all over 1, so that's positive 3. So therefore the sum of the roots of this quadratic equation is 3. How about the product of the roots? So first you need to write the formula c over a. So what's the value of your c? That's negative 18. How about your a? That's positive 1. Negative 18 all over 1, that is negative 18. So the product of the roots of this quadratic equation is negative 18. Simple as that. So see, this is very easy because once you memorize this formula, then I am pretty sure that you can actually solve the sum and product of the roots. And by the way, we can actually try to check this by finding the roots of quadratic equation and do manual adding and multiplying. Because in my previous videos, I already taught you how to solve for the roots of the equation by using any method. You can actually choose any one of those if it's really applicable to such quadratic equation. And once you solve for the roots, then that's the time that you will add these two roots to get the sum of the roots and multiply these two roots to get the product of the roots. So for this quadratic equation, I already solved this in advance. So the roots for this equation is actually positive 6 and negative 3. I actually use quadratic formula because that's the safest way to ensure that everything is actually correct. Just make sure that the sign is correct as well as the solving. So we have the first root is 6 and second root is negative 3. So sum of the roots, therefore you need to add 6 plus negative 3, that's positive 3. So remember earlier, our sum of the roots is 3. So same result, same sum. So that is the reason why either of the two, that's okay. It will give us the same answer. How about the product of the roots? 6 times negative 3, that's negative 18. So earlier, our product of the root is negative 18. So when we solve for the roots of the equation and do manual multiplying of these two roots, we have the same product. So that is the reason why, just a quick heads up, it's really a must to really memorize this formula because it will save time. I don't want you to solve for the roots of the quadratic equation and do manual adding and multiplying of these two roots if there is a formula that we can actually use, right? So that is the reason why this is really important. So second example, 8x squared minus 56 is equal to 0. What is the value for a, b, and c? So therefore, our a here is positive 8, b is equal to 0, and c is negative 56. So for the sum of the roots, that's, you need to write for the formula first. That's negative b over a. So our b here is 0. So we don't have any linear term. So if there is no linear term in a quadratic equation, your b is automatically 0. So a here is 8. So therefore, 0 divided by 8, that is 0. Product of the roots, the formula is c over a. Negative 56 all over 8. So negative 56 all over 8, that's negative 7. So sum of the roots, that's 0. Product of the roots, negative 7. We will check. We will try to solve for the roots of quadratic equation and do manual adding and multiplying of the two roots. So again, I already solved it in advance. I use quadratic formula. So the two roots are positive square root of 7 and negative square root of 7. So we will try to check this. We will try to add. Square root of 7 plus negative square root of 7 is equal to 0. Because adding two the same numbers with opposite signs, the sum is equal to 0. So if you've noticed, we have the same sum when we used the formula earlier. So the product of the roots, we will try to multiply the two roots. That's square root of 7 times negative square root of 7, that's negative square root of 49. So square root of 49, that's 7 times negative 1, it is equal to negative 7. So earlier, negative 7 is our product of the roots. So same answer. So that is the reason why I prefer to use the formula. So it is something that you need to memorize. So just a quick recap of what we have learned today. The sum of the roots of a quadratic equation is negative b over a. The product of the roots of quadratic equation, that is c over a. Again, sum negative b over a, product c over a. I want you guys to really put this in your mind, because it is really helpful and definitely save your time. So that just in case if your teacher will give you an assessment and this is the topic that she will write questions, then I am positive by using this formula, you can definitely save time. So hopefully you've learned so much for today. This is me again, Sir Jigs. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button below and click the notification bell for more math videos.